Gamers, welcome back. How's it going? There's going to be a lot of games releasing this week, from indies games to AAA titles, you name it. So I'll be reviewing them as soon as I finish them. Right now though, the game I'm going to talk about is Saints Row 4. If you don't know about this game, you should definitely rewind yourself and play the previous series if you want to understand the characters, maybe the background stories, and so on. The game itself is a third-person open-world game. It's a sandbox game, so you can go around and steal cars, do the things you do in the game, goof off if you want to. However, there is a main storyline quest, there's a ton of side quests, and definitely there is mini quests and events that you can do in this game. Aside from goofing off in the Saints Row world, there is also the main storyline. There is also side missions that you can do, and there's also mini events that you can do, which basically can range from being very competitive, trying to earn that medal so that you can get the max amount of cash and to upgrade your character, or they can be playing goofy and fun. And now, if you are a follower of the series, you'll notice a lot of the quests are recycled from part 3, so it can get repetitive at times and sometimes even stale. But if you have a partner, if you have a friend, definitely play with your friend. It makes the game a lot more fun, especially if you complete the quest together. Strange things can happen, you never know. It's pretty fun, so definitely take advantage of that and playing it on the hardest mode. I can't stress that enough. I remember in the past when I played this game, it was already funny. It's got, funny writings and a funny story. It was getting ridiculous when it got to part 3, which was fun. It makes it fun. And then on 4, it just completely left the realm of ridiculous and went to redonkulous, which is a great thing. In terms of what I'm talking about, the story has a lot of parodies. There's a lot of pop culture references, there's a lot of video game references, memes, and so on. So it makes it pretty funny how they write it out, and you definitely should enjoy the main story itself because it's really fun to play. So basically, you are the leader of your Saints Row gang, and now you're the president of the United States, and all of a sudden a huge alien pops in and destroys the White House. It's an evil alien warlord. He kidnaps your crew, he throws everyone into a VR simulation machine, the Matrix, and of course adds one very new mechanic to the game we'll talk about later in a second. Most of the game will take place in the simulation world. The game itself is about 10 to 15 hours depending on which difficulty you play with. You can play with a co-op partner, and he can help you finish the story from the beginning to end, or you can just goof off and play with him and do some PvP events in the game, which is fun, and just beating the crap out of each other and fun mini games to play with, which adds a bit to the replay value. Next thing I'm going to talk about this game is that the track to the game is great. There's a radio station in the game that you can switch to. You can listen to different tracks from different in-game radio station. Majority of it will be dubstep themed. There is a dubstep station, and a lot of people don't like dubstep. Some people get sick of it, but if you can also play your own music if you don't like it. So the stations are there for a reason. The other thing is that the controls of this game is fantastic. I tried it on a pad, works perfectly fine. You can edit your keys, so there's no problem with that. The graphics got a bit upgraded, I think. I'm not sure though, it is based on Saints Row 3 engine, but I do notice improvements a bit here and there. I guess it's more optimized. So aside from all this stuff, there's a lot of new stuff to see in this game. It's kind of like a huge DLC to 3, so you can see new quests, you can definitely see a new base. I don't want to spoil where the base is. There's definitely new guns and a lot of new costumes that you can check out in this game. And also going back to the gun, my favorite gun would have to be the dubstep gun. The reason I like the gun is it's very animated. When you play it, I'll show you what it looks like. It's definitely inspired by the video called Dubstep Guns by Corridor Digitals. If you haven't seen them, go check them out on YouTube. Now the biggest thing I'm going to get to in this game is that the biggest mechanic to this game is that since it's in a virtual world, the newest mechanic is going to be superpowers in the VR system. You're going to run faster in cars, which happens like 10 minutes in the game, rendering cars completely useless, even flying ones. The telekinesis, stomps, you name it, you can upgrade this tree, and basically the way you upgrade this is by collecting these blue orbs that'll be littered everywhere around the world, from rooftops to underground, and you have to use your power to get them out. It becomes quite repetitive collecting them, but it's worth it because each time you invest a point, your powers get stronger and stronger depending on how it goes. Like a prototype superhero type of vibe, which is quite interesting, the direction it took, but it doesn't it's very fun. The maneuverability of the entire concept is fun because you can fly around rooftop, you can run as fast as you can. It feels like a superhero game this time more than anything. Some of the downside I saw about this game I'm going to talk about is that, like number one, I mentioned this before, it can be repetitive if you played the series before. The quest isn't, any much different than what you saw before in the other series. So there's no real groundbreaking innovation to this game, but it is what it is. The other thing I felt was that this game should have been like a large DLC for, you know, Saints Row 3. That's what it feels like because it is based on the same engine. But at least the good news is that the aliens do scale harder if you play on a harder difficulty, making it much more challenging for you. So definitely play it on the hardest setting you can. You know, warning out there, if you hate dubstep, you'll probably hate a lot of the soundtracks in this game. Overall, guys, if you're a huge fan of this game, you'll definitely enjoy it. If you're not, you know, give it a chance and play it out. Wait for price drops, you know, whatever you want to do. But it is worth playing. It's pretty fun to play, especially if you have co-op partner, and playing it on the hardest difficulty, as difficult as you can, which makes the game last a bit longer, 10 to 15 hours, like I said before. Anyways, guys, the review pretty much ends here. I'm going to try something different. I'm going to post a lot of gameplay clips for you to give you a chance to take a look at what the game's about, you know, see if you like the aspect of the game and see if it's kind of for you, if you want to play more of it. So enjoy the clips, and remember, game on. You'll probably see a second video I'm going to pump out pretty soon because I finished 2 games this day. So check that next video out, and remember to stop by the stream. There's going to be a lot of giveaways coming out soon, especially with the Final Fantasy AR coming out. I can't wait to talk about that game with you guys. And the other thing is that there's a lot more good games coming out that I will definitely review, but I'll still play Final Fantasy as my main game and still do giveaways. So the biggest giveaway right now, PS4. If you have been raffling for that for a while, it's going to happen soon. It's going to happen next week, somewhere in the next 2 weeks actually. So throw in your raffles, and remember to game on.
So I'm feeling like gold, 500,000 sold, slick Rick gold, hella cold, and we stay fresh, so fresh at the top.
Let's make this one count.
14 karat plated, so I'm feeling like gold.
Quit cutting me off.
So I'm feeling like gold.
Why does everyone think this helps? That had some style. Oh, this is therapeutic. Like jam.
Don't hurt me no more. Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more.
It is not help, only repaying my debt. Now I will let you continue on your quest to find me the body you promised.
Is anyone counting these kills?
Yet again, I am impressed by Miss Kensington. Though this attempt is as futile as the life of most humans.
Oh, look, an alien with a superiority complex. Surprising.
Though this sentiment comes from more than just control.
Don't worry, Matt. I'll get you out.
Without Miss Kensington, very doubtful.
What happened to the plane?
This is Shondi's nightmare, Kinsey. Trust me, this is where I'm supposed to be.
Cut it out!
Been a hell of a ride, hasn't it?
That is an understatement.
You've changed so much.
We both have.
Yeah, I guess so. Hey, whatever happened with that guy who won your dating show?
Puerto Rican Thunder God? He was sweet and all, but performance didn't live up to the name.
Look, I gotta tell you something. It always drove me crazy that you had exes in every city and were willing to go on a dating show, but not once did you ever give me a shot.
You never asked for one.
I'm asking now.
Then let's make up for lost time.
Feel it too. It's like every muscle in me is gonna burst. Holy crap, we have superpowers. I know, right? I told you I knew what I was doing.
Wait, are
And
you...
Over until something interesting happens.
we can only get to the light through. Boss! Boss! Boss!
You want her? Come here. Stage 1. Fight. Holy shit. Honey, it's really you. Warren Williams took Aisha. We...
Showing you some of that love.
I'm danger, Hulk smash fast, perfect like stranger. Red light flash when I start feeling anger.
Showing you some of that
As a
love.
hunt like a ranger. What you think I ain't a home run hitter? Puff puff pass is the one hitter quitter man. Hashtag old school cool, but no joke when I'm on a roll. Smarter than a honor roll. Take notes as the kid is out of getting stole.
Messages that you're sending me. Messages. Messages.